Hi, I'm Diane Culver. For 43 years, I have walked beside my husband on the path that our Father has set before us, and we have not stopped. He has put us together as a team, and until we are called home, we will walk to His tune. 2.5 years ago, He revealed a truth to us about His timekeeping set at creation, and we would like to share it with you. Revelations 18:1. After these things I saw another angel coming down from heaven, having great authority, and the earth was lit up from his splendor. And he cried out with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great has fallen, and she has become a dwelling place of demons, a prison for every unclean spirit, and a cage for every unclean and detestable bird. For all the nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth have become rich through the wealth of her luxury. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, lest you participate in her sins, and lest you receive of her plagues. Come out of her, my people. Do we really hear the plea and the seriousness from the Father in this statement? What sins would we be partaking in? What plagues is he talking about? As many of us opened our eyes and heart to examining the road we were on, we realized through studying different accounts in history the collection of errors of the teachings we walked in. We learned by reading the scriptures through renewed vision of who we truly are as Yahweh's seed, that His way, His ancient path, has been overgrown with weeds, like the hanging gardens of Babylon, made by man's rules and traditions, and cunningly led by the God of this kingdom. Through hundreds of years of assimilation into the deceptive living of the enemy, saying, Come lie with me, we have lost Yahweh's pure way. Why is the name Babylon used and applied to this mysterious kingdom we are to flee from? What exactly does Babylon mean? The Strong's Concordance tells us it means confusion, to mix, mingle, to overflow with oil or cover over something, or mix like you would fodder, which is feed prepared for animals rather than them grazing fresh grass. Father is pleading with his children to not mix or mingle with the things of this world, or to feed on the mixture laid out by the enemy. He wants us to graze on his pure truth. At the beginning of our revelation of the kingdom of Babylon around us, the influence of it in our daily lives was revealed. We have begun to cut away the tangled undergrowth on the ancient path, which impaired our view, by recognizing the cleverly disguised celebrations of Satan's taking the place of our Father's ordained festivals. For us to think that this is all limits the greatness and sovereignty of Yahweh, for this is only the beginning. There is still more to pull down to be able to return to the old ways of the Elohim of creation. As clay in the hands of the potter, we cannot afford to become stiff and unmoldable. We must allow Him to continue to fashion us into a vessel to show forth His glory. As I have torn out the crabgrass in front of me, I have noticed that the path has been narrowing. With each section cleared, less have come alongside me to continue the walk. Not necessarily that there isn't room. It's just too scary or difficult to pull up those particular attractive weeds. If we truly want to pursue Him in all areas of life, then we must be willing to examine every plant we encounter. We need to ask, is that really His plant on the path? Or has it just been there so long it feels normal to have it there? Be willing to ask, what is His normal? In my book, Returning to the Ancient Paths of Yahweh, I give evidence for you to examine the calendar we now fashion our days by and the original created calendar Yahweh set up at the beginning of time. I would ask you to be pliable in the hands of our loving Father as He continues to awaken the bones of His people and bring the two sticks, the whole house of Israel, together in His hand. Our Father has asked us to have no other God before Him and to remember the Sabbath and keep it set apart. I ask you, is His Sabbath relevant? According to what He has to say about it in His Word, I would say it is very relevant. It is the sign between Him and us, His people. Shouldn't we make sure we are keeping His Sabbath and feasts the way they were originally placed on His calendar, and not the one molded to fit this world we live in? The first part of Jeremiah 6:16 says, Thus saith Yahweh, Stand ye in the ways, and see, and ask for the old paths, Where is the good way? And walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls. This is what he wants of us. Let us not fit the last part of the scripture. But they said, We will not walk in it.